Now we have 2 new guests for you guys. I'm gonna let them say their name, where you're from, how long you've been tattooing. I know it's like a fucking quiz. And what kind of tattoos do you do?
Okay, my name's Z, from Brooklyn, but I tattoo in Indiana with Dane over here. I've been tattooing about 8 years. I do everything, but these days I prefer to do black and gray.
Black and gray?
Yeah.
Black and gray realism?
Like, I was just talking to John about this outside, like black and gray, but I like doing old school flash. I like doing old school flash with like kind of more modern black and gray techniques.
Okay.
It's fun.
I like that.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Dane Smith. I tattoo in Indianapolis, Indiana with Z-Tam. I've been tattooing. Is it on?
There you go. I know it's tough.
Dude, it's kind of hard to hear with the fucking stage.
Yeah, it's tough.
Fucking loud.
Yeah, once the mic is like nice and cupped.
You're like, are we good?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Much better.
I've been tattooing for 17 years, and I can do anything, and I've been doing anything, but in the last probably 4 or 5 years, I've just been specializing in Japanese work. So that's kind of it. It's not like super flat Japanese. It has a little bit more illustrative flair, but it's basically still just watered down bullshit Japanese.
So we were just talking about the contest yesterday.
Yeah.
That it got canceled because
I heard.
Did you have anything in there?
No, I didn't have anything.
Okay.
And then my manager of my company that I own, she looked at me and she goes, and why didn't you put something in there? I go, I'm in Florida and I'm not from here. I don't have random plebes walking around.
Do you think that if you did have anything here, it would have been disqualified because it wasn't traditional Japanese?
Actually, no, it would have classified.
Yeah?
Yeah, it would
Cool.
have classified. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, well, most of them. What I did today was no.
Well, okay.
But it was more an illustrative thing. But yeah, it's I really just kind of let the client kind of narrate that a little bit.
Yeah.
If they want to go more flat with it, I'm all for it. I love flat stuff. I love when things are just stamped on. You can see it from 45 feet away, and it looks good, and it's gonna last forever.
Yeah.
That being said, when a client comes in and they want more of a newish approach where there's a little bit more realism added to it, I'm like, fuck yeah, why not? I don't care.
Yeah.
So I get to do both a little bit.
Yeah.
Where you're not just limiting yourself in a one narrative kind of thing where I'm only going to use these colors and I'm only going to shade something a certain way.
When did you decide that you wanted to go into the Japanese route?
I really think when my ex-girlfriend, she made me take a vacation because she said I needed to.
Yeah.
And she said I wasn't allowed to tattoo. And she wanted to take me somewhere. She said, where do you want to go? I'll take you anywhere you want in the world. And I was like, I want to go to Japan. And she was like, why? And I was like, I don't know. I want to go hiking in the mountains and see the trees and shit and the temples. I think it's a really cool folklore and there's a lot of stuff added to it. And it's got it's imagery, but with a narrative.
Yeah.
And so she took me to Japan and it was great. It was awesome. And I fell in love with it and just kind of studied up. And I tried to take as many pictures as I could without being caught, which I did get caught several times.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude, in Kyoto, the Tiger Temple is the most beautiful tiger references you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
But cameras and phones, if you pull that shit out, you're fucking out.
Oh,
and they will,
here.
yeah, they'll pull your phone out, they'll make you go through your roll, they will see you delete it, and then they want to see you delete the junk, obviously, and delete your whole thing after.
What?
Yeah, they are professionals.
Oh, get rid of the recently deleted.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just all nudes. It's
I know,
oh my
it's
God.
so
Couple of
wild.
dick pics.
She's like, oh Jesus! Why do you have these somehow after the photos you took today? You're like, I was in your bathroom earlier. I'm sorry.
What do you think about the new? I've been dying to get a pair. I want those Ray-Bans.
No, the camera, the spy ones.
Yeah.
Oh, those are
With
so
the little
sick.
cameras on the thing, dude. It's so sharp. The photos are so good.
What is
If
this?
So they're glasses, just Ray-Ban glasses. They look. You can even put prescription lenses on them, yours, and they have little cameras right there. You can barely tell that they're there, and then you can take pictures or video by just saying it's like a meta-enabled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were talking to me about
They
that.
look almost
yeah.
like your glasses.
Okay.
They're like the Clark Kent classic kind of look, but a little bit wider, and they have them right on the side, and they just link to your phone.
Man, that's so sketchy though, don't you?
Oh, it's hella sketchy.
But
it's really cool.
Sketchy, dude. There's a dude standing underneath some stairs looking at every girl.
Yeah. Dude, it's one of those things where it's like, I would never do that if I had those glasses. And you get the glasses and you're like, fuck, I'm that guy.
You'd be like, how are my homies ever going to believe this ass that I'm looking at right now? I don't show, dude. What the fuck is going on?
Oh my God. The amount of explanation followed by that later. And you're like, I had glasses on. I wasn't holding my phone up. It's not weird. And they go, it's pretty weird.
But it's just you at a Japanese temple.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No boobs, no butts.
Oh, look
just
at that
tigers.
beautiful tiger. And you're like, nice Wembley's, Grandma.
This is so loud. I want them to turn it down a little bit. It's too much.
Dude, every convention ever, they I don't know if they asked you this question. I'm sure Priscilla did when she was booking her thing, but she says, where do you want to be? And I go, I want to be as far away from the stage as possible. And she goes, you're a supply company. I go, yeah, I know.
You're
She
like,
goes, well,
I
there's
know.
not a lot of business. I go, put me next to the bathroom.
They will find me.
Did they ask us that? Because I don't think I
They
ever
didn't
heard-
ask you that?
I don't think so.
Let me ask, what is your craziest convention experience?
Craziest convention. It's actually kind of recently.
Oh, shit.
I went down to Mississippi with Dane and the rest of the shop. And I had this guy, I'm Chinese. I don't know if you noticed.
Your voice sounds so Chinese.
But I'm Chinese, and I was tattooing this guy, and it was all chill. It was like a 5-hour tattoo, just a longer piece.
Oh, this guy.
It was all chill till halfway through. He starts going on this like conspiracy theory about how China's taking over the world.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he's like, but I'm not like racist or anything. I'm like, all right. And it continued for like the rest of the tattoo. Yeah.
I wish you would have been like, we are round eye. Shut up and take this tag.
He was talking about how he like hit his pregnant girlfriend or some shit like that.
What?
I'm so sorry if he's listening, but like, I didn't have a good time with you, dude.
Oh,
He was an awful
shit.
person though,
Yeah,
and
he
you were
was not
like
a great
nothing
guy.
but nice to
He was
him.
not
But
a
he
good
was
guy.
he was a mean guy. Wasn't he in that weird relationship with that girl about like he was like, yeah, she won't let me hit or whatever,
Yeah.
and then she was like, yeah, he's just my friend, please leave me alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's tattooing, baby.
That's
Yeah.
tattooing.
That's tattooing. That is tattooing. What about yours?
I was at a after party at a convention that
Yeah.
was held by the promoter of the convention in a penthouse hotel where there was like a stripper cocaine party, and it was just like private strippers, everybody smoking in this penthouse, everybody's partying. And then there's like this really large gentleman, easily 300 to 400 pounds. He's a really nice, sweet man. But he was letting people do rails off of his stomach in the hot tub.
What?
He was like, but he was in the bathroom for so long, he'd almost become like a piece of furniture.
Oh,
Where
wow.
it's just like this like guy in the room that's just like hanging out, and like that's where the cocaine is. So if you want to do coke, you gotta.
You're going to do it off his stomach.
Yeah, you gotta do it off the
Just
stomach.
dead.
Yeah, and I did not partake. No one died of fentanyl, so that was cool.
That's good.
But it was a great. It was also, we brought our apprentice to the shop,
Yeah.
and I was her first convention ever, and I was like,
So
"We're
this
going
is,
to this party," and she was like, "Oh, that's really cool! Oh my god, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, before this, I was like, "I want you to know, you don't have to participate in anything you do not want to. If you would like some money for the ladies," I was like, "I'll give you some dollar bills," and she was like, "Oh, what would I do with the dollar bills?"
I love the voice that you're doing for it.
$1 bill.
I know, and I was like, well, I mean, you put it in her G-string. And she's like, well, like where? And I was like, I'm like, the side,
Anywhere.
not in the front. You could probably get away with it. I was like, these are private strippers, so I don't know what the deal is, but dude, honestly, the after party at that convention every year is one of the best, and my friend who puts it on is fucking hilarious. So.
Damn, this sounds like we got to go to this convention and check it out, just to scope out and do some journalism.
All I do is like random Mississippi races, but you guys are getting fat cocaine guys. So
Oh my goodness.
I guess I'm missing out.
This is insanity. Oh man, tattoo conventions are so different. Like next month, I'm doing the Paradise Tattoo Gathering,
Yeah, that was amazing.
which is a completely different vibe
Very different vibe.
than the convention you just mentioned. You know, is this DJ trying to make it louder as I'm talking?
It sounds like
Yeah, you're getting it
With
down.
the little swing.
I'm like, dude, he's like, yeah,
Higher?
louder for you, dude. But I feel like there's so many conventions that you can find the ones that you want to nerd out at and do some art and just freaking like, oh, I wanted to be centered around this, or conventions where you can go party your ass off. That's what.
Yeah, it's like a party convention.
Yeah.
I
Go have a good
think
time.
the one I'm mentioning, I'm just gonna say it. It's it's fucking due south. It's Matt Stebley's convention.
Oh, sick.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he's great. He's a great dude. It's
He's
an
a
awesome
great dude.
convention.
Yeah.
It's and there's really art geared, and the trophies are all custom. And he's a tattooer, so he really cares about
He really does.
like the tattooers and like he's a nice dude.
Yeah, he's a
He's
great
also,
dude.
Yeah, do you know him?
Yes, I tattooed him actually.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
It's extremely well organized, and you could tell from like the little things how much he cares.
Yeah.
Like he made these lanyards for their convention, and he put like way too much thought in them, but they turned out beautiful. And usually you get lanyards and you just throw them away after the convention. And
Yeah.
You're still hanging on my wall.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Funny story. So I tattooed Matt in New York City the day that he got married.
No
shit.
way, did you know?
Yes. So they were in New York. They were going to get married in New York. And Matt's getting to, he's like, yeah, after here, I'm going to go get married. After we finished up, I got to go straight to the
Wait,
get
so it was on
married.
the exact date.
On the day, the same day.
What a nut.
Did he just like go to City Hall, or did he have
he
an
went
actual
to
wedding?
City-
Wedding.
They went to City Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, they were
I guess that's
together.
a little
the most
different.
like efficient thing you could do.
Yeah.
Like I have 15
I'm
minutes.
gonna,
to my
yeah,
work. We could double up.
double up this trip real quick. Like, oh man,
That's crazy.
I know. What a wild man.
Yeah,
What a
that's
wild man.
honestly that sounds like he is so punctual and so good at putting things together. So that sounds just like him. He's like, well, I've got a spare 4 or 5 hours, so
I'm
I
gonna go,
can get my
get tattooed real
tattoo.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'll get out of my schedule. So
Was his fiance with him?
No, she was getting ready because she wanted to take photos and doing everything.
She wanted to get married.
Yeah.
She was getting ready for the wedding.
Yeah, she was getting prepared to get married. Honest Tattooer is brought to you by Tattoo Smart. They offer digital design tools for the professional tattooer, helping you save time and make your clients happy. Make sure to check out some of their best sellers, the Spit Shade set, the Needle set, advanced 3D body parts, and one of my personal favorites, the Snake Kit. With a vast collection of ready-to-use Procreate flash stamps in a range of styles, including neo-traditional, ornamental, illustrative, Japanese, floral, and more. Listeners can use code HONEST20 at checkout to save 20% on any Tattoo Smart order.
Being in a relationship with a tattooer is like not an easy thing. So if you find a partner who can be with a tattooer, it's kind of fucking huge.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, being with a tattooer is.
Oh, sounds like the
It's
worst.
I don't envy anybody who has to fucking be in a relationship with a tattooer.
One of the first questions that my mentor asked me when I got my apprenticeship, he's like, "Do you got a girlfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You won't in 2 weeks."
Oh my god, that's so accurate.
I'm still with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
proved him fucking
I
wrong.
proved him wrong. I had to. I had
Poor
to.
girl.
You're like,
at least you're spending your spare time like with her instead of doing podcasts.
Yeah, right?
dude, it really is one of those things where it's hard to tell your partner that like you're gonna be. I'm with a tattooer, so I don't count. But when I wasn't with my ex-fiance, she was not as understanding. So, where are you at? You're always on. I'm like, if you ever want to know where I'm at, I'm not cheating on you. Just call the shop. I'll pick up.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. So, when you're in your process of creating a tattoo, do you work more off of your client's input, or do you work more off of your own intuition of where the design should go?
Oh, that's such a good question. That's such a good question. Because, like, it's
Yeah.
like we were talking about outside. Like, some people think it's like it's their art, it's only their vision. No, bro, it's teamwork.
Yeah.
If you don't have teamwork, if you're not working with somebody, then you're just jerking off alone on their skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't- and of course, like, different people have different views on this, but I always think it's a collaborative effort no matter what.
I agree.
Yeah, likewise, straight up. Like, not to be like, what that guy said. But yeah, what he said. Yeah, for real. It's a collaborative effort. Like, you guys obviously have to meet in the middle. Like, it just can't be one-sided. But without them, there is no tattoo.
Yep.
So it's got to be a little bit of collaborative.
I mean, sometimes you want to get a kappa, and somebody says, "Nah, bro."
Don't get that. They're like, nah, I'm not going to give you that, but I don't want to do it. I'm not feeling it today. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Like, whatever.
Like, hey, whatever, dude.
Well, I did fly here. And they're like, yeah, I don't really care.
Honestly, some of the best tattoos I've done were the ones that the client had more input than
Yeah.
I were just to kind of do the
Yeah.
whole
They
thing.
make you get out of the box.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're like, guess what? You don't want to do pink? I want fucking pink. And you're going, I want purple, and I want red. And you're like, those colors are really bad together. And they go, they're not. And you go, okay.
All right.
Dude,
Go for it.
Some of our customers these days, because they're so art-minded,
Yeah.
our customers are so smart sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes they're so smart that they have better ideas than I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So by them inputting their ideas, like the overall product's better, I think.
I think it depends what kind of tattoos you're, or the client, right? But I think there's clients that have been obsessing over their tattoo for so long, gathering so many images and references, and they've been looking at stuff that their vision is so clear by now.
That's so accurate.
You know?
That's really correct.
And I feel like those clients, you know, sometimes they were going to bring you everything. They're like, I'm going to show you everything. You know, some tattooers are like, oh, what the fuck is all this shit? Oh,
They just did 40% of the work. You're welcome.
yeah, you should be stoked. They just showed you what they like, which is one of the hardest things. When somebody is like, oh, just do your thing. I like, and anything you want, you're good. And then you draw something, they're like, well, can you just change this?
That happens to me
and that, and that.
every day.
And they're like, well, why didn't you tell me that from the very beginning? That's kind of what you wanted. And I'm like, oh, but I just want to let you do you.
Sometimes they gotta see what they don't want.
I drew 2 back pieces for my client today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, man, whatever. He was like, I want this in my neck. And I was like, okay, so you want 1 Hanya? He goes, yeah. And I go, you want 2 mums? He goes, yeah. And I go, okay, I'm going to do a snake in the middle? And he goes, yeah. I go, perfect, cool. Draw it up. He's like, man, this other guy drew 2 Hanyas for a back that I got to get a rough sketch from. I go, you just get a rough sketch for free? Hell yeah, congrats, dude. And then he was like, can you just do that? And I was like, yeah, I'll change it up. So I did it like a version of mine, sent it to him. He goes, nah, your first one was better. Sorry for wasting your time. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like,
dude.
honestly, it only took me 20 minutes and
fine.
you're happier. And the first one looked better anyway. So I got my way in the end.
Man, you drew a back piece in 20 minutes?
It was like a half back.
Still.
Dude, Dane's
I do the color blocking method when sketching.
Yeah.
So
I've been doing that a lot lately.
Dude, it's such a nice thing because you're getting the overall silhouette first.
Yep.
And you're just like building on top of it with different colors.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, the mums are red, the leaves on them are green, but they're not really. It's all black and gray. But the whatever other element is blue. And that way I can separate the whole thing. Yeah. And I feel like it really speeds up the process.
For sure. I've been doing that a lot. And I've been posting videos of my drawing process.
Oh, so smart. Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of comments from people like, oh man, I've never thought about doing this. It's so great. I've started doing this since I've seen your videos. And it's speeding up the process a lot. It still takes me a long time to do it, but it's definitely faster than just like trying to sketch it out first.
What got you started doing that?
I've been just trying to get more into like the painterly approach.
Yeah, that's
really all it was.
Yeah, it was mural painting. Because it was like the whole idea is to block the fucking thing out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So block it out, and then you can build on it, and it's just a little easier.
Yeah.
Yo, this DJ for real.
He hates you.
Yeah, this DJ's like,
they hate you guys so bad.
Bro, at least it's not Pitbull. Dude, there was too much Pitbull yesterday. I like Pitbull.
They're playing to their crowd. Come on, man. Oh, God.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
what is your favorite? This is a kind of tricky question, right? What do you think about the music in a tattoo shop? Should it, like, how do you dictate what you're gonna play? Do you just play what you want, or you just like, you think about like, I'm gonna play something that everybody can vibe to?
Dude, it's such a contentious topic.
I know it is. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Dude.
You don't care. We don't care.
We don't care. But Fountain Square, because I don't know if you noticed, we got like, what, 10 artists in the shop right now? 11. There's 11 artists in the shop.
Yeah.
So whoever gets radio control, like it's kind of a thing sometimes.
It's also 11 people, and there's not like a hierarchy. Everybody's like even.
Yeah.
So it's like even more like, do not fucking touch the radio kind of thing. But like, honestly, I feel like all the dudes have given up, and it's just the chicks that are bad at it.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing more heartbreaking than like wanting to put on Patsy Cline, and then someone's like, fuck this. They clear the queue and put on like Limp Bizkit instead.
Oh, Limp Bizkit rules.
You're like, I got a tattoo.
Limp Bizkit fucking rules.
We've been playing a lot of Limp Bizkit at the shop.
I know. They're coming back. They're coming back strong. They're coming back.
Going to kick really high.
You know why?
It's one of those days.
This is my theory, dude. I feel like we're going back to, you know how like in the, like people were angry kind of at some point, and I feel like that's kind of building up just overall societally, like people making less money, people going through more struggle. That just builds that little bit of like, dude, you Give me something to break.
Like your fucking face.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. 100%.
And I feel like that's kind of coming back where there's like this little bit of like too much tension in the air, whether it is political tension or money tension or the disparity between like people with a lot of money and the have-nots and dude, it's too much.
I felt this like, especially this past year. It's like, you know, sometimes you're in the tattoo shop and you're tattooing like anime or some shit like that. And it's fun, but then you realize like half the world's at war.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's, like, kids getting blown up, and I'm doing like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like this is tight.
So I think it's nice sometimes, man, like to recognize that tension.
Yeah.
And that way you can break it.
Yeah.
That way you can deal with it.
For sure. Well, Z, Dane, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us. Before you go, you're going to do a quick lightning round. It's real fast.
Okay.
It's real fast. All you got to do is pick a choice, okay?
Oh, this is my favorite.
Bold or fine line work?
Bold.
Bold.
Color or black and gray?
Black and gray.
Tattoo machine, coil or rotary?
Coil.
Oh, shit.
I'm using a rotary. I don't know. It's great.
When you get old, your hands won't work as much anymore.
You need to have that.
It really does feel like that sometimes.
What do you enjoy doing more? The character or the background?
Oh my god! Recently, the background.
Dude.
Fuck the character. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah, the background's fun. You get lost in it. You get
Japanese
weird.
tattooing? Love that
Yeah, I
background,
guess
baby.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
It really just make or break stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I like literally do a whole sleeve and they're like, "What's your favorite part?" And I go, "I hate all of it." And like with my client, he's asking that, and they're like, "Do you like any of it?" And I was like, "I like this swirl right here because it's really even." And he's like, "I fucking hate you." It's for my grandma.
Definitely foreground for me. I don't know why, man. It's just, I think because background's hard. Background's the hard part. So for me, the foreground, if you could just nail like a really good eagle or something like that, it's the most fun thing.
Yeah.
That's
I have,
way
I,
more
have,
fun.
I have a friend that straight up is like, man, screw backgrounds. No
Yeah,
backgrounds,
right?
dude.
Fuck that shit.
He's like, every time I add a background, I feel like I just took away from what I had.
Yeah.
You know, it's like no backgrounds.
That's kind of the way that I feel too.
Yeah, you're like, screw that, no backgrounds.
You're technically not wrong.
Yeah.
Freehand or stencil?
Freehand.
Mix. You stencil the important bits, you freehand the rest of it.
That's what I do every day. But if I had to choose, I would just freehand everything.
That's hilarious.
Because I'd wanted to get it weird. Like today, my tattoo was
great.
30% on, and the rest was red.
Because his stencils suck.
It was bad.
So he just drew the whole tattoo on.
It was-
Came out way better. Actually.
It was way more fun. I don't know. I feel like there's a thing where your mind is okay. This is freehanded stencil, right? This
Yeah.
is 100% true in my head at least. When you holy shit, that music's getting louder. When you draw something on, your mind is auto-correcting shapes.
Yeah.
So you're doing a circle. Your brain is compensating to make a circle, even if the surface is uneven or rounded.
Right.
Now you're not doing that on your fucking iPad, and you're not doing that on a piece of paper because the paper is not as malleable or as dexterous as your hands.
Yeah.
It's just going to fold over like clunky, like a geometric thing, and the circle's never going to be a circle.
Yeah.
But if you freehand stuff, you're always going to get the best drawing out no matter what. The only problem with that, the only thing stopping an artist every day is time. It's the only thing.
Yeah,
It's time and
100%.
efficiency.
The time, yeah.
So if we could just fucking get quick at it, it's going to beat stencil anytime. Sorry, that was a long-winded dumb answer.
No, that was a good answer. That's exactly what the kind of answers we like. My guy over here talking really freaking loud, okay? Holy shit. I can totally hear him.
I hope we get the loudest episode.
Here we go.
I want that.
Yeah.
It's going to be the episode no one listens to because they're
Yeah.
like, dude, remember
'Cause
that audio?
The-
All right.
With the two low talkers and they're really loud.
Yeah, the two low talkers. Yeah.
We're halfway there.
People that are like
These
both
guys fucking
bottom-
hot.
Yo,
We're halfway there.
Dude, they're
Let's
on
get the silence.
Yeah.
Street shop or private studio?
street shop.
Easy.
Boom.
Fuck.
It's okay. Tattooing. Art. Oh yeah? Can I get a hell yeah? Oh yeah. That one makes me laugh every time. Yo, tattooing. Art or craft?
Craft.
Craft.
Awesome. And where do you find better inspiration? Nature or pop culture?
Nature.
Yeah, nature.
Dude.
Really? Like nature, like especially just like looking at, I hate saying it, looking at trees.
Dude, I fucking went to the Botanical Gardens by Garfield Park. I was staring at the leaves for like way too long. I was stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Staring at the
People are probably looking at you like, look at this high ass guy.
Yeah, but there's no greater
The hell is he
inspiration
on?
just because like all the curves, the shapes, and
Yeah.
stuff, you're not going to get better than nature. You're just not.
Dude, today, I had an artist come over and he wanted me to critique a tattoo that he had just done on this girl. I hope he knew her because I critiqued the shit out of it right in front of him. And I was like, the best thing I could do is just take a picture of this with my iPad and show you what I'm going to do, right? And this is how I would fix it. And then at the end of the critique, he was like, what do you think would really help me get better at this? And I was like, honestly, if you really like doing florals, start buying these flowers, man. Spend time, start looking at them from all angles, see how everything gets put together. And you'll learn to be able to really understand what you're drawing.
Especially with florals. Like if you look at like flowers, like, roses, whatever, it's just cabbage. But like orchids and stuff like that, where the petals meet in such strange ways, fork off in strange patterns, you got to look at the flower. You got to buy the flower.
Look at it.
It's not going to compare to
Costs
you.
like $5.
You'll also, when you're on your iPad or on a screen or something, or even a piece of paper or a book. So funny.
He's yelling.
He says it with a lot of, he's like, yo, he's very excited.
I fucking hate podcasts. That's what he's saying. If you translate it to English.
Anyway, you're not going to get at all the detail of looking at something in person just by zooming in, or there's a three-dimensional model. Your eye can automatically focus in up to 100 times and see like the veins, and see how a leaf connects to a stem.
Yeah.
But not when you're fucking looking at through a screen or a book.
No.
You need to hold it. You need to fucking look at
You
it.
zoom in, you got a bunch of pixels, buddy.
Yeah, dude, I can zoom in so far.
Yeah, dude.
So far.
Yeah, this guy's over the top. Here's our last one. Yes, the last one. What's your favorite canvas, skin or paper?
Canvas.
It's weird because like you do a better drawing on paper, but when you know the feeling when you're ripping a line on skin and everything
nothing
goes
feels
right,
better, man.
dude. It's like fucking crack cocaine, and I think nothing tops it.
I think
nothing tops it.
There's just a high from doing a tattoo that doesn't compare to other mediums.
I think it's
Oh, shit.
What the fucking hate podcast?
dude, it's getting insane.
Is it a rapper?
Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
This is a rapper.
There's
Well,
not.
guys, we're gonna take a break.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
guys. We'll see you back. It's gonna get too fucking crazy. We'll see you back. Thank you guys for coming. And now we're gonna go have some drinks. Peace. Honest Tattooer is also brought to you by Tattoo Armor. Literally the best way to wrap your client at the end of the day. No mess, no adhesives, and they are super comfortable. You can try it for yourself by going to tattooarmorusa.com. They were able to hook us up with a 20% discount for our followers. Just use the code Honest Tattooer on your next order.
Tell them to lower it a little.
It seemed like they raised it since
They
they
did,
lowered
and
it.
I told them, I was like, hey, they put it back up, dude. I need to fucking just
Yeah.
a little
Bring
bit.
it down, player.
Just a
God
little
damn.
bit. Talk shit.
Help us out, man.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Don't need it at 100. We hear you.
The 10 people that are left at the convention right now, you gotta hear me.
Gotta
Right?
hear me, dude.
Like they're right in front of you. Why does
here,
everyone
dude.
else have to hear what's going on?
If they're interested, they're in the front.
Yeah, exactly.
No one taking a piss right now. It's like, oh shit.
Have you noticed that there's speakers like right in front of the bathroom too? It's like why?
You can't avoid it.
Right?
You need to be heard.
Follows you everywhere. You can't escape them.
All right, guys. So we're back
right.
from our break.
Yes.
Maybe one more drink could be needed. Probably.
Yep.
But we're joined by a new tattooer.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know you, I want you to start off with just your name, where you're from, and what kind of tattoos you do, and how long you've been tattooing.
Cal, try to remember that.
I know.
My name is Serena Armstrong. I am from Canada, so I'm visiting from Canada.
Hey.
I work in Ottawa, Ontario.
Okay.
But I just moved back from Alberta, so I've bounced around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been tattooing for 10 years. and I do anime tattoos.
Sweet.
Yeah, I did Neotrad for 6 years, and then I have recently switched over to anime 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
which is where that's my true love is anime.
Yeah.
But when
I could see that. I was
Yeah.
telling these guys earlier today that when we first met, you were doing Neotrad.
Yeah.
And then I feel like when you went to this anime style, like something clicked with you.
Yeah.
And
I
could
came
see-
alive.
Yeah, like you could see like the progressive in your work. It bounced to like 100 as soon as you switch styles.
Thank
So
you.
cool looking.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
cool looking.
Yeah, I mean, something clicked in me too. I honestly felt like something I was always meant to do, and like, but when I first started, anime wasn't really like a thing. Like, I was still like a closet anime nerd when I first started tattooing. So I just didn't think anyone would want to get it tattooed. But that's really like how I learned to draw, was drawing anime. So after it got popular, I was like, oh, maybe I can start doing it now. And then I did one, and all of a sudden I was getting a bunch of requests for it. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
it worked out.
What drew you to specialize in it? Was just like you just been an anime fan, and what kind of like characters or like storylines really you're a big fan of?
Well, anime's always been a part of me because like my mom was a huge anime nerd. She actually named me after Sailor Moon. Well, her English name,
Yeah.
Serena.
Wow.
So like anime has always been, yeah, exactly. So like anime has always been like what I knew, but I had to teach myself Neotrad. I had to like actually learn a different style to start tattooing.
Yeah.
And then so it was really just like I applied like everything I knew from Neotrad and just started doing anime. But yeah, I don't know. I've just like, I don't even know why I like anime. I feel like I was just like born into
You're born
it.
into it.
And by default, it's like, okay, you like anime.
Yeah.
Right.
Anime has like such a distinct look to it, like the way that it's drawn, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
way that things are shaded and such like that. Like, how do you go about applying that as a tattoo?
I definitely take the references from the anime
Yeah.
itself. A lot of people will do like custom, like they'll draw like their own versions. I like to stay true to the anime itself.
Yeah.
So I will go and like I will watch the show and I'll take screenshots
That's
of
such
like,
a good technique.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, they started blocking that.
Get out, really?
Yeah, they started blocking it. There's like apps for anime to watch anime, like Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Right.
And they've recently blocked it because Netflix always has, but recently Crunchyroll and Funimation have. So now I have to like go on like a random pirated website and like stream it and then take screenshots.
Can I tell you something really funny? So before like iPhones and tablets were a thing where you can screenshot video, I was watching the George Lopez show one time, and there was an episode that there was like a Halloween episode where everybody was in costumes. I forgot what the wife's name was, but whatever she was, I think she was a witch. And she had some like awesome body positions in her. I was like, man, these would be awesome for like pinups, for any kind of like
Yeah.
lady faces or whatever. I was watching it on my TV, taking pictures with my phone.
I've done that too.
And that's what I was using as my reference.
Yeah.
Nice.
I did that in the very, very beginning. I remember watching like my favorite anime movie. Like I had it on DVD, and I like paused it and I was like drawing it,
Yeah.
like watching, like looking at the screen and drawing it when I was like a kid.
That's how I used to learn how to draw cartoons. I would draw like Rocko's Modern Life on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Just draw the cartoons as
Yeah.
I'm watching TV.
Same.
Oh, yeah.
Always. That's like one of the. I feel like so many artists just were like, oh, that was cool. I need to draw it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's different for everybody. Do you prefer working with modern anime that's popular, or pretty much do you leave that up to your clients to come in?
I really don't. I'm kind of indifferent. I'm like, whatever the client wants, like I'll do it. Obviously, I am watching the modern stuff like day to day. So if someone wants something that like just came out, I'm super pumped to do it.
Yeah.
And I'll also do like flash drops of like, oh, like this season of this anime just came out. I'll do like a flash drop for it. And those are always fun because then I get to like I get to tattoo the designs I already drew. But yeah, I don't really care. Like anyone I've done like really obscure animes that you've never heard of. And I've done like super popular animes. So I'll do whatever. As long as it's anime, I really don't care.
Man, I had a guy come in and he wanted to like a scene from like Ninja Scroll.
Oh yeah.
Ninja Scroll, right?
Yeah.
I took it and I'm like, man, I can't tattoo this exactly like this. Cause like it was like this character that has like a full bodysuit of like snakes.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it was going to go in his forearm. So all of the detail was going to be too small. And I was like, dude,
Oh, man.
I can do this, but I'm gonna have to redraw this in like my style. And he was like, but it has to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Just make her butt real big. And I was like,
Classic,
what? I was like, what?
Exactly the same thing.
Exactly the same, but make her butt real big. All right, cool. But we did it, and he was super stoked on it. But like by any means, like I don't think by the end of it looked like a anime tattoo. Like it just looked like a Japanese tattoo. Like that. Have you ever like thought about? I mean, since you have like a good background with like doing other tattoo style, of incorporating like other like Japanese elements along with the anime design, so it's almost like a fusion of like Japanese art and then the Japanese culture, which I think it's like kind of going.
I definitely have, like, I mean, I love throwing flowers on everything. So, like, I've definitely done, like, even yesterday I did an anime tattoo and I threw some cherry blossoms on the top of it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that. I do tend to stick a little bit more to just anime, and I've learned I'll add, like, light elements.
Yeah.
I love doing, like, lightning, or I'll add, like, just different elements in general, like fire, water, whatever, because anime really is about that. It's about like action and using magic and using like all kinds of different powers. So I try to incorporate whatever the character has going on with them.
Yeah.
Like today I started a piece that is a character that works with like blue fire. So it's like the character with like blue fire in the front.
Yes.
So I will still sometimes, it always depends on the client. Like sometimes I'll have a client that wants something really pretty and I'm like, I got you. I'll throw a chrysanthemum in there, you know, because I love doing those flowers from when I did Neotrad. But otherwise, I will kind of stick to like just the theme of the anime itself.
So you really gotta know the characters that you're tattooing.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part. Like,
I've
has there ever been a
seen-
situation where people have asked you for a character that you don't know who it is and you don't know its background, or?
So I have a pretty like basic understanding of characters, even if I haven't watched the anime. Honestly, from like my clients telling me about it. I don't know. I just have so much fun doing it.
That's one of the reasons why I hate doing pop culture stuff like that, especially anime. Like I don't know
anything about it.
I've seen people like who don't know anime at all tattoo anime, and like you can tell because
sure the thing's wrong.
Oh yeah,
right?
because the thing is like a lot of characters will have like evolutions. And like, so a character will have like different outfits for different like, you know, evolutions of their character.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they'll get their references, but they'll put like combine two of like different eras of their like life. And so I'm like, okay, that person clearly doesn't watch the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like glad that I am a true anime nerd. And because it's also fun because you get to like nerd out with your clients.
I think that's one of the
That's
best
like the whole
things.
point of doing something that you love is like to nerd out with your clients.
What would you say is like your typical anime client?
One of the perks of doing anime is a lot of my clients don't go outside much. Most of my clients stay home.
They're pasty.
Oh yeah, they are white. Their skin is so white. It's great. I get to do like the brightest colors all the time, and like they really like their skin because like even people that aren't like if you're sun-kissed at all, like your skin is just different. Like the texture is just different.
Always. Sure.
Yeah, so like my clients, they have like baby skin. It's great. Oh yeah, like my coworker does black and gray realism, and you know, like the typical black and gray realism client is like, you know, those guys that go to the gym and will go tanning.
Yep.
And he's like, how come your clients are always so light? And I always get like these big dudes that are like super dark. I'm like, they don't leave their house, dude.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I love it.
After I got the chance to sit down with Matt and John on the Honest Tattooer podcast, the Force of Focus got amazing feedback when it comes to the Hello to Healed process, networking strategies, and most of all, creating your own personal brand and culture. So I want to give you the opportunity to take 15% off by coming to join the Force of Focus arena. Now, this is a community of high-achieving tattoo artists who are all here for one reason: to be around like-minded individuals who all want to grow not only in our personal lives, but within our businesses. We're going to walk with you side by side to build out every system you could ever imagine to not only ensure the fact you're on the right path, but how to be able to see your dream life and then achieve it. Now, I have a laundry list of artists who have been able to achieve their dreams. And if you're ready to do the same, click the link below and let's get a conversation going.
What would you say is the most memorable anime tattoo that you've done for any reason?
Sorry?
The most memorable anime tattoo that you've done for any reason?
Honestly, just characters that I adore and that my client also adores. Like there's so many. Like I have such a long list of characters that I love and like I connect with. And so if a client also connects with that character, we're just like instantly best friends.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like it's like not only the tattoo that I remember, I also remember like the experience with that client. So it's just, that's what's most memorable is like when it's not just the tattoo. Like I look back at the tattoo and I'm like, I remember the person who got this. I remember like what we talked about. And like sometimes if my coworkers aren't working with me, I'll put anime on the TV. My coworkers don't like anime. But if they're not around, I'll put anime on the TV and then we'll like watch what we're tattooing and we just like bro out and it's great.
Oh, that sounds like
You're
the
in it.
best. Yeah, that sounds like the best.
I'm living
tattoo
the dream.
experience.
I'm telling you, you should do anime. Get into anime, tattoo anime.
Does anybody ask you to do anything other than anime now? Or is it just
I do, yeah. I still do. I have a buddy of mine that I've been doing a lot of neo chat on. Actually, I just did like a zombie mermaid like sleeve kind of thing on him. So yeah, I'll still do whatever. Like I did some black and gray dot work, like willow leaves on a girl the other day. Like you asked me for it, I'll do it. Unless it's like a black and gray realistic portrait, not my thing. I can't. I will butcher that shit. That is not for me.
the question? Do you post it?
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask that.
Because I'm a little bit anal with like the consistency on my Instagram. Like I really like to have everything like uniform.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm like super stoked on this like zombie mermaid I did, I'll put it on my story. You'll never see it on my page. And they know, like I tell them like, just so you know, like this isn't going on my page.
You're like, I'm proud of this.
I'm proud of this, yeah, but
I have a certain look to
also, I find whatever you put on your Instagram is what you're gonna attract. So I want to do anime, so I just leave anime on my page so that I attract more anime. If I start posting everything, then I know I'm gonna attract everything.
100%.
100%. I feel like
insane.
you don't turn it down, but also you don't have to, promote it because it's what you're advertising.
Yeah.
People are gonna get what they see.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
You heard a lot of buttholes doing that though.
yeah, dude.
I mean, I remember when I guested at your shop and I watched you do like every different style and you killed every different style. I was like, wow, okay. I can't do that.
It's fun I find it, Gabe's the same way. He can do a bunch of different things. I'm like, God damn, that's good at everything. But it's like, I feel like it comes from, that's how I started my career, doing a little bit of everything. And I was able to slowly kind of like, in a gaming sense, like fill my attributes and different like.
Oh yeah, like +7 intelligence.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put some points in charisma.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm going down all the way in agility.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I've been doing it long enough that I've been able to balance out my attributes pretty
That's the
solid.
best comparison.
Level
I've ever
150.
heard in my life.
Level 150.
I'm gonna use that. I'm putting that in my back pocket.
Yeah, that's it, man. I feel like if you do that and I think like years of tattooing give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of just like the more that you do it, the more you're willing to take on projects that challenge you. Those projects that you don't think are going to be like, oh man, this sounds like it's going to be a pain in the ass. It might be, but it forces your brain to start charging through areas that maybe they weren't activated.
You learn so much from those also.
Yeah.
Those pain in the ass clients, they give you so many lessons.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh boy, I've got some stories for you.
Well, tell me what's one of the worst clients that you've dealt with?
Oh, the worst? Okay, well,
Name them.
Without it being a creepy dude.
No, you don't have to.
no,
You don't have to name them. I'm just kidding.
No. I actually don't even remember his name. I think I like blocked that shit out of my memory. This guy booked a chess piece at the convention in Ottawa. And it was a massive like owl. And he came in and I like sized it at the shop and everything. And he seemed like super pumped and whatever. On the day of the convention, he comes in and he's like, hey, can I like have some drinks like while I get tattooed? I was like, yeah, like you can have some drinks, like just don't get drunk, please, obviously. So I'm tattooing him and he ends up like everyone that was walking by, he was like trying to get them to buy him shots. And they were.
Random.
Yeah.
Man.
And so they were coming by giving him shots. He started like literally spilling them on his tattoo.
What?
And I was like, dude, like get a hold of yourself. Like you've got to, like this is not okay. I also, like he was popping pills
Oh,
and I didn't know what, and he was
man.
like, oh, it's just like I'm prescribed this, whatever.
Yeah, right.
The bottle was on the ground at one point. It was not his name on the bottle, okay? Let me just say that. And then it gets worse, okay? Every time I would like go to dip, you know those clients that you like just move for 1 second and they get up?
Yeah.
Oh my God, every second.
Oh.
And if like, it's a convention, people are coming by, they're talking to you and stuff. And he'd be like, yeah, you're like talking to people and stuff. I'm like, that's why I'm here. It's to like socialize and get to know people and network. Like, why did you get tattooed at a show if you wanted me to just be like laser focused?
Yeah,
you know?
especially if he was close enough to the shop that he came and got the stencil.
Exactly.
Without, like,
he was so
tattooed by the
pumped to
shop.
get tattooed at a convention, but then
Yeah.
when you have the convention experience, all of a sudden, anyways, then it gets to the second shot spill, and I was
Oh
like,
my
all right,
God.
you're done, dude. Clearly you're wasted. You're on, I don't know what. I was like, I'm done tattooing you, and so you got to pay me. this guy's like, like I didn't bring any cash or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I'll follow you to the ATM. You're going to take out cash. You're going to pay me. Like I've been tattooing you for like 8 hours. So I follow him to the ATM. It's not working. He can't take out cash.
What?
Oh,
Yeah. So anyways, I'm like super pissed. And I'm like, listen, I don't know what you have to do. I'm holding your shit. He had like a backpack, whatever. I was like, I'm holding your stuff until you get me my money. So he like fucks off for a little bit, comes back with like some money, and he told me that he like ran into a buddy.
He robbed somebody.
I don't know what happened.
You ran into a buddy.
Yeah, he paid me. He was 300 short. I was like, whatever, I'll take what I can get. At this point, I just want you out.
Yeah.
So I leave. I like went for a drink and just started walking around the convention. I was like, finally, that's over. Someone comes over to me. They run over to me and they're like, hey, you had like a deer skull like on your table, right? I was like, yeah. They're like, I think your clients like stole it.
No way.
I was like, shut up. And they're like, yeah, he like just walked out of the, I think he's like leaving. I was like,
What a
shut up.
piece of shit.
I start booking it to the fucking front gate. I'm running. I see him outside and he's got this bag and I see like the antlers poking out. I run over, I take the bag, and the security guard like followed me. And
He thought you were robbing him.
I don't know what he thought, but obviously, like when I got there, I like yelled at him. I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "You owe me money and you fucking robbed me. What the fuck?" Like I lost my shit. And the security guard overhears, and so he jumps in and he like takes all his shit. And he's like, "You give her the rest of the money.
Good.
You get out of here. You get the rest of the money, or you're not getting any of your stuff back." Anyway, so took his stuff. The next day, he messages me, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like." Whatever, I made some crazy excuse. And I was like, listen, just send me the rest of the money. I'm giving you your stuff back, but I'm not finishing the tattoo. Like, I don't trust you in my studio at this point. Like, I don't trust that you're not going to steal something.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was
Because
like,
even if he was wasted, like, I always say this, wasted people always reveal their true character.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because that's when all your
The
defenses
filter's
are-
removed.
The filter's completely removed. So if you're a true piece of shit, that is gonna show
It's gonna show.
oh, yeah.
when that happens.
Yeah. So he sent me the money, never came and got his stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he had a bag full of skulls. I mean, I'm hoping he didn't steal them
He
from
was
other
stealing
people.
skulls that whole day.
I guess, I don't know. But so I kept them.
The heck.
So I got the money and I got those skulls, I guess. But yeah, I was like, I'm not helping you out. Like, you're on your own. Sorry. Figure it out.
Man.
Yeah.
Wild. That's a crazy
That's
story.
definitely the worst. That's
Thanks for
definitely the
sharing.
Yeah. that's-
Anytime. I've got more where that came from, unfortunately.
Oh man.
Cool.
Man, how's Canada going with tattooing? I feel like I have a lot of friends that are traveling more because like business where they're at is not at, so they're like, I'm gonna just do conventions and go where people are coming to get tattooed.
The economy sucks. Oh my God. Like, I live in
Everywhere.
the capital of the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
So it's a very like political, like government town.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in the wrong place for anime, probably. But before I moved out to Alberta, I was booking like 3 months in one day, and I'd have to close my books, and I had like a wait list. I moved back and like crickets.
Yep.
And I know it's not like at first I was like, oh, maybe it's because I left and I came back.
Right.
Like, I don't know. But it's everybody.
No.
Everybody.
It's the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot
everyone.
more.
And like Canada, I think, in my opinion, is worse because like Canada's apparently like one of the most expensive places to live in the world right now. Like it's
It is
crazy.
crazy expensive.
It's wild. Like I am so excited to move to the States because I think at least there's more people, you know, there's more people, so more clients. But yeah,
Where part of the
Canada-
states are you moving to? Here in Orlando?
No. So I'm marrying an American. That's
Okay.
how I'm moving.
Oh,
that's,
shit.
that's how I'm moving.
Sorry.
Thank you for that.
Wrong button.
I'll never forget that.
That's what my wife did. She's an American now.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's military. So we have to move to a place that has a base for what he does.
Cool.
So we'll probably be the plan is North Carolina. Right
Okay.
now he's in upstate New York,
Mhm.
All right.
Watertown, but he's from Buffalo.
Okay.
But yeah, so hopefully North Carolina. And I think North Carolina is a pretty good like middle ground for like, you know, it's close to Florida, close to New York sort of, and you know.
I have a friend that's moving from California to North Carolina because he says it's like it's actually they have like if you're close to like Charlotte, at
Yeah.
least, you know, like there's
Yeah.
a really good financial hub there. There's people with some money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
everything's there.
Sign me up. Where they at? Where they at?
We're gonna do a quick lightning round with you. Bam. All right.
10 questions.
10 questions.
I'm gonna fail this. I'm just letting you know.
There is no fail. It's
bear
all
with
about
me.
what you like. So
How many peanuts are in a Snickers bar?
Okay, I can do that. I will. It will be wrong,
How
but
many
I will try. I can answer that.
what is a bird?
All right.
All right.
I actually
Question
don't know how to answer that.
number 1. Bold or fine line work?
Bold.
Okay.
See?
Color or black and gray?
Color all day, baby.
All right. Tattoo machines, coil or rotary?
Rotary.
You're not,
I was afraid to answer.
you're not disappointing anybody.
I'm like, someone's gonna come after me for this.
All right. Design. Do you go for character or background?
Character.
Character. Freehand or stencil?
Both.
Do you prefer to work in street shop or private studio?
Street shop.
Tattooing. Is it art or craft?
Art.
Best inspiration. Nature or pop culture?
I gotta say pop culture, I guess.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah,
for
'cause
you.
that's where you
Yeah,
of
I
course.
got it, right?
It
I'm
makes
like-
sense. It makes sense.
All right. Large scale projects or smaller? quick work
Large.
projects?
Large.
projects.
Large. Bigger the better.
And what's your favorite canvas? Skin or paper?
Skin.
Skin.
Oh yeah.
Same here. That's why we freaking love tattooing.
Exactly.
I'm still trying to figure out how to make prints. Like I do a lot better on skin than I do on paper.
Serena, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
It was so
right.
nice to see you guys.
Good, good. Good to see you
Such a
too.
nice surprise.
And
you were able
hopefully
to do it.
soon we can say welcome to America.
Yeah, and I'd
I know.
love to come back to guest
High
spot.
five you and be like, you're in.
You're
But
right.
yeah, I made it.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Thank you.
It's maybe going to be split up in a few episodes, so you might see different parts of this day. But tattoo conventions, they're awesome. Go to one near you, and hopefully you'll have as much fun as we do.
Yeah.
And we'll
Hell
see you in
yeah.
the next one.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.